Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early April 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Geminis out there. Hope you're all doing fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we have for these beautiful Geminis in early April? Lots of stuff happening in the stars still. It's been like that for a few weeks now, so let's see what we have for you. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini in early April. What messages do you have for my friends? Messages, energies, all that good stuff. Thank you. Okay. So, all right, we got our good friend little Mr. Bookhead chilling right here. I haven't seen him in a while. And if you've been a long time watcher, you know this is one of my favorite oracle cards to get. Always reminds me of like page-like energy. And it's very playful for me for some reason. I do like it. Lots of knowledge and wisdom within this card, even though it's younger. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about our good pal here. He's been our friend for many years at this point. So you see this individual, he is holding books. He has books for a damn necklace, books as a hat. There's books everywhere. So, of course, we could always think of a very studious energy. Some of you Geminis might be absorbing or learning lots of new things or information in general. You might be diving down rabbit holes quite a bit when this card is here. Like I mentioned, it's very page-like to me. So when I think of pages, I think of new. I think of new things, new ventures. But they're also communicators, okay? Specifically, especially with Mr. Bookhead, he's always talking, and there's multiple layers of communication in this card as well. So for some of you, yeah, there might be some importance around communicating this time, or lack thereof, depending on what you're going through. But I like this. Once again, it's very studious, it's sharp, it's bright, there's a lot of potential here. So I'd say this is a pretty good way to start, and it's comical, right? Like when you see all that stuff going on. But we're going to leave Bookhead right over there. Let's get into tarot now. And I always say the first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. Let's shuffle it up one time here for the Geminis, please, my guides and spirit team. Let's see what we got for you. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Now, it does seem for the past 2 weeks, change has been the name of the game. Specifically, last week's was more about the emotional realm. So for a lot of Geminis, the reading was titled A Sudden Change of Heart. And that could still persist for the coming days and weeks. Keep it in mind, you might be changing your opinions. You might be changing your feelings about situations or people or various different things. So we're going to see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. Never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards here for the lovely Geminis, please. Like I said, like change has been in the air for like multiple weeks now for you. Whoa, okay. We are starting with a bang, my friends. We have that Ace of Wands in position number 1. Wow. Okay, that's a very powerful energy to lead off with. Okay, let's get a couple more out here. That's like a kaboom, if I've ever seen one. Thank you. Total opposite. So we're back to this Gemini where it's like, okay, full go, full stop. So like this could be a person that's acting like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or it's like, let's go. Not so fast. It's like giving me hot, cold. Let's get one more. One more here. Thank you. Whoa, okay. We got the Tower on the back, my friends. So it's like go, stop, go even harder, right? It's like explosive energy on the back. So let's go through this real quick, Gemini. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. And we're going to have to with a spread like this, because I will say, if you kindly look in the box, at first look, first glance, I feel a bit of volatility here. Now, that doesn't have to be a bad thing, but I will say the Ace of Wands and the Tower are both very similar cards in the way they act, in the way they react. And one could be extremely positive, one could be a little challenging to grapple with. Notice we have the fire, we have the air, we have the tower. Very explosive energy, which means things could happen suddenly or explosively. Let's go through one by one and really start to build this story out. There's also an underlying like sexual tension here as well. Only take that if it hits. But position number one, we have the Ace of Wands. And I'll explain all the things I just mentioned. Now, all aces represent opportunities. They represent offers. And this one is no different. It is of the fire element. So whenever I see the Ace of Wands, I feel like something building up. I feel like the energy coming up to like a fever pitch of some sort. It is fiery, it's hot. Now, this could just represent your passion, your desires, your want to change things, your want for action. I do say that this goes in the inverse as well. Maybe you're a little more temperamental than you normally are. This could be someone that's prone to fly off the handle when we look at its negative connotations. But once again, it could still just be an offer, an opportunity that comes in very suddenly, or something that sparks that flame within you. It's just very fiery and hot. And it's moving quick. Like I said, very explosive with the elemental combinations and all that. But we do have to watch out for temper and things that are unpredictable. Okay, especially with the tower on the back end, because this is a very, very unpredictable energy here. I don't know if this is going to be good or if it's going to be a challenge. Moving to the center, we have that complete quiet period. This to me reminds me of like the eye of the storm, because it's like we have this calmness right here in the center, but we have all this stuff happening on the outsides. We have the Four of Swords. Now, you see this person looks like they're resting, they're relaxing. For some of you, there could be something you're taking a break from or just chilling. It's like, all right, I just need a second type of vibe here. This is a very spiritual type of energy. So you could be really reconnecting to your spirituality. You could be going within, lots of deep state meditation, altered states, things like that. I like this Four of Swords, but it's not moving. So when I see it, it's like, go, 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 stop. It's like screeching halt and then back on. It's like on, off, on. It's like a stutter step in the energy we have here. Once again, you might just be recuperating from something or gaining back your energy, or something's building up, especially with all this surrounding this Four of Swords. It's like, all right, the calm before the storm, or the eye of the storm. It's giving me that type of vibe here. So we'll see. Maybe some of your intuition is telling you like something's about to pop off. Okay, hopefully it's for the positive. And I see that it could be for a lot of you. There's just such an unpredictable energy in the mix here. On to the back end, we have the Tower. Okay, so if you watch tarot, you know what this Tower could represent. It's Scorpio energy. So for some of you, it might just be connected to the Scorpio. The Tower is shock, plain and simple. It's just something that really shakes up the foundation, something that comes in out of nowhere. It's like kaboom. So if this one's like a little kaboom, this is a big kaboom. So we have this explosive, shocking energy going off like all around you. So for a portion of you, maybe like you're cool, or you're in your own little bubble and just things around you are just like popping off. That could be a big possibility for some of you. Not every tower is a bad tower. Some towers could be good. Remember, it's unexpected, it's shock, but it could be winds. It doesn't always have to be a bad thing. The clarifier is really what's going to tell us the tale. Now, I did mention a little earlier that the Tower and the Ace of Wands have like a sexual tension to them, which could be the case. For some of you Geminis out there, you might be a little more wound tight than you normally are. It's all good. We'll keep it PG. But if you notice, this Ace of Wands and Tower, they're both phallic symbols, so they both do represent sexuality. So maybe there's someone that wants you in that way, or vice versa. We're not going to go too deep down that rabbit hole. I want to dive deeper in the reading, though. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for the Geminis and see what's happening, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got here? What is all this energy popping off? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Ace of Wands. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Gemini, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Ace of Wands time. What's up? Why is this Ace of Wands here? Wow. Okay. So it does seem like this energy is not slowing down at all. For some of you, you might be a little more action-oriented than you normally are. Like, well, let's get it done. You might be a little more confrontational, like straight up. Now, that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. And I saw a similar thing in the Sagittarius reading, where it was like, all right, I identify it, I take action. I see something, I want it, I get it. I see a problem, I fix it. So for a lot of you, you could just be in that mode and mindset where it's like, all right, well, I see something, I'm going to handle it. I'm going to handle it quick. There is no avoidance here. So for some of you, that could just be a space you're in. Now, the Knight of Swords, very, very fast acting, fast moving type of energy. So we're not slowing down at all. I mean, this will be our only speed bump when we get to the Four of Swords. But now notice we're adding more air to the fire in this mixture here. So this explosive energy is afoot. So for some of you, just know, like, this could be a warning of sorts from Spirit saying, like, Gemini, listen, next couple of weeks, it might be very unpredictable. Might have unpredictable things happening around you. There might be unpredictable feelings popping up within you, because this is one of your cards right here. Now, if it's not, that is a big card of action. I do just feel this very in-your-face type of energy where it's like, okay, well, like I'm going to make it happen. Or if I see something, I want it, I get it. It's just very cut and dry type of energy. And it's all about that fiery, explosive action. So that's why I said this could be a little warning about that type of energy. We're going to keep moving forward. And in its worst case, yeah, there could be someone that pisses you off in this time. That's another message. Or there could be someone you're mad at, or maybe someone's a little mad at you. We can't control how other people feel and regulate their emotions. But this energy feels like it could be a little aggressive or a little pissed off, angry, mad, however you want to label it. Let's go in on that Four of Swords. Let's see what that Four of Swords is about. Okay. Another sword. There's just a lot going on. Please watch your mind state in this time. Watch your mindset. It is another ace. That is a good thing. Gemini, like, what is all this overthinking I'm picking up here? Now, that doesn't just have to be yours, but there's just so much sword energy, and there's so many aces and so many possibilities. You might have, like, issue discerning people's true intentions from their actions in this time. And that's something I would tell you. It's like, all right, trust someone by their actions, not by what they say. That's a big thing. I think for some of you, that might be very pertinent. Like, trust someone's actions, not what they say. All right, because their actions might show something totally different than what they're telling you. Ace of Swords in reverse underneath this Four of Swords. Yeah, you might just need a break too. Okay, like if things have been hectic, if things have been unpredictable, this could be a very protective bubble. The Ace of Swords in reverse, it could represent something where you don't have full clarity. Okay, where it's like you're not seeing the big picture, you're not seeing all the facts. So for some of you there could be mysteries going on around you, or things that it just doesn't make sense. And as an air sign, I know a ton of Geminis in my personal life. If something doesn't make logical sense, it's going to gnaw at you. It's going to, like, eat at your mind, eat at your brain. So this is something to really watch out for here in the center. Okay, it does add to the warning. But I will say, I mean, with double aces, like, yeah, there could be a lot of offers and opportunities and potential for things. But once again, like, this is just so much back and forth type of energy. We're going to keep going over to the Tower. Maybe that'll bring in a little more clarity, but you might need to, like, recuperate or take a step back with something. That's just what I'm picking up here. Let's see what the Tower has to say, and we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadows. So why is the Tower here? And I did see this explosive energy for you a couple weeks ago. There's the Tower here. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, this is absolutely a warning. So we have the Tower clarified by the Knight of Cups in reverse. This energy is not cooling off. That's the one thing I will tell you here, Gemini. If you might need to find some sort of alternative release for this energy that's pent up within you, whether it's like a mental or an emotional thing, or you might need some sort of release to get this energy going. Now we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. That's what I'm saying. Like, this water, it's not putting out this flame. It's not putting down this energy. You might be having issues with a water sign for sure. You might be having issues with love in general when the Knight of Cups is in reverse underneath this Tower. But to me, this is like no mercy type of energy. So there's a heavy, strong aggression here, Gemini. And I feel like it could be really a big warning. I'd said either by the shocking energy or the explosive, it's just very unpredictable. So when I see this Knight of Cups in reverse, I'm thinking of the emotional volatility. Either one, somebody is still recovering from a shock, they're still recovering from a Tower, of course, or unpredictability. And we have it like in the mindset, we have it in the feelings. There's just an unpredictability in this energy. So we do have a warning here, okay? And I did say for some of you, yeah, maybe this could even be a fallout of some kind. But do you see the themes that we have within this spread? There's a lot of repeating themes, repeating archetypes, and it's like, okay, well, on one foot it's this way. I really think you should believe people's actions instead of their words too. Very important. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Absolutely a warning about explosive or shocking energy all over the place here, Gemini. So whether this is yours or even somebody else's, just, I would stay in your bubble. I would stay in some sort of protective bubble here. But position number 1, we have the Ace of Wands. And I'll mention this. We have double aces. We have double knights. We have double explosive cards. So it's like double, double, double. There's like signs and synchronicities within the spread itself. But position number 1, the Ace of Wands with the Knight of Swords. It's not avoidant at all. It's tackling something head on. This is someone that they're not scared of nothing. They're not intimidated by nothing. They see something they want, they go get it. They see a problem, they identify it, they go fix it. I'm moving straight towards it. I did also say this could be confrontational, it could be aggressive. I already told you about all the warnings we picked up as well. So it is what it is. Moving to the center, we have the Four of Swords and the Ace of Swords in reverse. You really might need a break from something or to take a step back. There could be certain situations where you don't have full clarity or something doesn't make logical sense, and it could be like eating at your brain in one way or another. And I did say believe what people do, not what they say. Okay, because there could be someone or even multiple people where it's like, okay, well, their words and their actions aren't lining up here. Moving to the back end, we have the Tower with the Knight of Cups in reverse. This Knight of Cups is not cooling off a damn thing within this spread. This shocking energy is here from front to back. This Knight of Cups, yeah, some of you could be having issues in the romance realm, but it could also be someone's emotional state, very up and down. And I saw this last week for you too, that there's an unpredictability in the air. Maybe it's just around you. If that's the case, cool. Stay within your little bubble. But take from that what you will, Gemini. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. All right, let's get a good shuffle. What's in the shadows for my Geminis? Let's see, is the Tower going to pop out on us again here? And yes, my friends, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Doesn't always have to be a challenge. Shadow cards can be a good thing. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and appreciation for all my members. I really do. But let's get this first card out. Let's get this shadow card out here for my good friends. What's in the shadows for Gemini? Thank you. All right, 10 of Pentacles. So at the other end of this, whatever this is that's going on, if it was resonating for you, there's some really good possibilities, believe it or not. Like, even if you're in the eye of the storm at the moment, 10 of Pentacles is a very solid, stable type of card. So if you're looking for changes, if you're looking for shakeups, you could absolutely bring them in. But I do see a very positive result because of this. And it might be hard to see at the time, okay? Now, the 10 of Pentacles could represent monetary things, it could represent work things, or even family or the home. So when I see it as a shadow card, it tells me like, okay, well, at first appearance, all this energy does seem a little hectic. It seems a little out there. But at the end, there's a positive result to be had. For a lot of you, there could be a win that you don't quite see coming in that's on its way. So that could be good. This is a very claimable shadow card to me. Now, for a small portion of you, if you're not having issues with a family member, this could be someone that's being a little stubborn when the 10 of Pentacles is in the shadows. But to me, I feel like this is a good end result to whatever it is you might be going through. So we'll leave it at that, Gemini. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the April subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar and schedule at mastermetaphysics.com. And if you got your name in for the March subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced on April 1st. But for the April subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot in Wonderland. It's one of my favorite decks. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you had to switch your zodiac sign, which sign would you choose to be out of the whole 12? So if you do that, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. And I'll see you soon.